city of Bridgetown, Michael Lashley represents you. So get out early and vote. Because you know when you get out early and vote, that's how you're going to give your support. People first, always.
Yes.
You ready? I want to hear say yes, I want to hear say yes.
This song is as sweet. This song is as sweet as the honey you get from the bees, man. Sweet, sweet, sweet.
I want to hear say yes, I want to hear say yes.
This is a sweet song. This song is as sweet as the honey that you get from the Barbados River Party.
Vote for Michael, vote for Michael Lashley. Vote for Michael, vote for Michael, vote for Michael Lashley. Call him the bossy poor people governor. Man with the plan for each and everyone. Michael is ready for your situation. Come everybody join hand in hand. Barbados Labour Party winning this election. Come, vote for Michael, vote for Michael, vote for Michael Lashley. Vote for Michael, vote for Michael, vote for Michael Lashley. Yes, the Bridgetown massive, they're ready. And the Uptown massive, they're ready. Yes, the Downtown massive, they're ready. You don't know Michael Lashley ready, ready.
Ralph Thorne was placed in the political dock tonight, and Mayor Motley was the chief prosecutor, and she prosecuted him well. And then he showed that if you were the jury and had to ask you to return the verdict, what would be your verdict? Yes. I received a WhatsApp message from a Pedro Shepherd, and he said, I will support the political leader, meaning Ralph Thorne, for as far as I can. He didn't say 100% I behind, he said as far as I can. So that is conditional. He ain't behind me either 100%. He ain't behind me at all. He is not behind him. I also received some information because everything seemed to leaking out the damn scam, that the candidate down here, Ryan Waters, invited Ralph Thorne to speak at a spot meeting. And Ralph see coming. It started at 7 o'clock. It went on to 7:30. And then it shut down at 8 o'clock. Ralph Thorne did not turn up. So, well, I go into that now. And I'm here to support Neil Rowe, my friend, the man that will win this seat for the Barbados Labour Party. And you know why I come down here to speak for Neil? I remember that morning, I was not the lead counsel. Neil placed his confidence in the opposition leader. I myself was the junior counsel. But on the morning that Neil had to face the indictment and that the matter was called up, and Neil was looking for him, you know what happened? He didn't show up either. I had to take out my red bag, pull out my rope, and put it on, and go in that courtroom and do what I have to do. I had to stand up for him. And that is why I come down here to support Neil Rowe. And if I want to speak to Shaquani Hunt, because the Prime Minister said that her picture is on the manifesto. Well, I go open my office tomorrow. I want her to come to me and to return my services because that is defamation of character. If they had to put my picture in there, I would sue them for defamation of character. Because You're placing Shaquani Hunt's name among a bunch of nincompoops, professional bootlickers. What you say? I ain't getting that, not me. I ain't getting that. But I know that I free tomorrow. And let me write a letter to them because that is really slanderous and defamation of character. But the Prime Minister said tonight, I mean, she prosecuted well. I've never seen such a prosecution. And they want to know how are they going to launch their manifesto. Because we launched their manifesto tonight for them, no? You know that? And how can a party be serious when about 3 or 4 days before an election, they're coming to you to launch a manifesto about their plans and future for Barbados development? How can you be serious and looking to run the affairs of a country when you can't even launch a manifesto and things leaking out? They got some other things that are going to leak out too. Because they got some other information too, no? I have some other information. No. They got to let the fish gather. They got to let the fish gather. They got to let them come. Let them come. Let them come. Because I was telling Chris that there was a man up there in St. Philip last night near Anthony Wood that was on a platform cursing me. But he's a political dead horse. And the reason I say that, because he's the only man that he was beaten in 2008. He lost his seat in 2008. He sponsored all the football teams and called back for the gear, called back for shoes that got holes in it, called back for socks that got holes in it, t-shirts that got holes in it, called back for every single thing. He even dig a well for a woman that called back for it. And this is serious business, no? This is serious business. And when I say this is serious business, you, the people that live in the housing units, you have to support Neil Rowe and the Barbados Labour Party. And the reason I'm saying that, as you heard the Prime Minister say, that they laid a piece of legislation in Parliament. That legislation is revolutionary. Because long time ago, we tried to get the title into the hands of the tenants living in these units. And I must say to you that it's a difficult and cumbersome process. And the only way that we could have done it is through a piece of legislation. And so the Barbados Labour Party has made it so easy by laying a bill in Parliament calling the Vesting of Units Bill, which will make it easier for you to get that title deed in your hand. I just came from Kensington Lodge, and they were saying the same thing too. They want to know when they're going to get their units, their conveyances. And I had to say to them, you know, when we are elected, our wants to give us that opportunity to be elected, then we will pass the legislation in Parliament and make it so easy that for these years you living in those units, you would have a conveyance. And you can take that conveyance, and you know what? Free from encumbrances, you can say, my son wants to go to college. I want to take out a little loan to do some repairs. You can use that conveyance for security. You can use it for security. And so, Ryan Waters didn't come to you with the solutions yet. Ryan Waters can come to you with his own manifesto. I tell you that. He will come to you with his own manifesto. And when he comes to you, tell him you want to know what it is that he ran his own campaign and what it is that Ralph Thornton speak on none of his platforms yet. That's what you have to ask him. A party that is so divided. And you know, the Democratic Labour Party, it is amazing. Because only today, somebody sent me a photograph with 2 candidates running for St. James South. 2 candidates. I can't get it, understand? I mean, they are so disorganized, they can't get their house in order. Little things like that, they can't get in order. I want now to come and run big things. I want to come and run a government. So, I want you to place and repose your confidence in Neil Rowe. He's a man of integrity. I work with him closely. He's a genuine man. I can say that to you. I listen to him, and I recognize that he didn't sit down in Parliament and waste his time, and that he was involved in community activities, and he brought programs to you. And I know that he would ask me for some assistance sometimes, and that would be for his constituents, because he cared about you and continue to care about you. And that is a man with a vision. That is a man that you need in Parliament. And you need him in Parliament so that he can propel the government's social programs. You need him. Ryan Waters cannot do anything for you about bringing hamburgers. That's all he can do. What he can do for you? A burger boy? A burger boy can help you. Look, we got to be serious now. I suspect that a lot of these DLP candidates, they've already given up. Why? I have a man running against me in the city, but I don't see. I know who he is. He ain't even got an office. He ain't even hold a spot meeting yet. He like Winston Hall. You can't find him at all. You know, Plastic Boys had a song, Can't Find My Brother. Can't find my brother. And somebody tell me that you open an office. I search up and down, I can't find the office at all. So I'm saying to you, the corner of it, but even then they're looking, I ain't seen the office either. I ain't seen the picture up there, no, when they got it, no, when they're getting it wrong. There is no office. There is no office. I went book looking. I just canvass, I went book there looking, he ain't got no office at all. I tell you, when they run you out of tongue already. Some at some school sports, they're peeping through the wire. But let me say this to you. That apart from the transfer of the terrorist units, is that there's this government commitment. Because we have urban tenantries. And these urban tenantries, I can say, because as a minister, former minister of housing, I experienced the problems and the challenges that tenants had with the transfer of titles or getting titles in their name. In some instances, you have an unwilling landlord. In some instances, the protracted period of time made tenants very disinterested. But what is happening now, there's an attempt. There's an attempt by this government, and I'm confident that within the manifesto, that all of these proposals will be carried out. And the reason I say that, because if you read the red record is saying that 75% of the government programs between the year that they were in power, they have implemented. Because there's a good track record of implementation. There's no deficit in that area whatsoever. So I'm confident that that would happen. Record time. You feel the DLP could go red record? All they will have is a record of disruption. A a record of locking up people. But you know it's a good thing that I ain't right down there this Sunday, because they can lock me out. But when you can lock up people, like Andy, who was like a mother to me, and called me crying. She called me crying and said to me, you know that he spent 40 years in this party, and a man who wanted this vehicle, and he said that he coming over to lead the DLP, and they cannot get in a place that he worked hard for, a place that they spent most of my lifetime in. And when someone tried to get in to the DLP, could not get in. They had women. And some were diabetics too, who could not even get to the toilet. I had to go behind buildings and do what they have to do because of a selfish man like Ralph Thorne. A selfish man. And big-headed. Big-headed. Yes, your cousin Pat. Your cousin Pat. Big-headed used to cook food at the DLP. Cook all kind of food. The television stove yesterday, the television stove kicked she out. Imagine that, and kicked she out of the DLP. And decided to bring in the friends. And to bring in a woman to replace Big Heather to cook for the conference. And the conference was the Sunday. And by the Monday, everybody had a belly. I ain't talking about poison. I ain't talking about that. Apparently the chicken and everything went off. And everybody, but I want to say to you, you don't treat your own like that. You don't treat your own like that. I want to say to you that this government's commitment, even on the question of crime, the fact that we have an agenda set out to deal with crime, and the fact that not only by way of enforcement, but we have to introduce social programs to prevent those persons at risk and young men who are at the brink of touching or coming into contact with the criminal justice system. We have social programs that would keep them involved in positive programs, community centers, getting engaged in skills training, and getting involved in activities, and indeed to ensure that their skills bring them self-employment, those who are unemployed. And we have passed so much pieces of legislation. And that the government is committed to ensuring that there's a swift pace of justice in this country. I want to say this. I can wrap up here. I want to say this. That before the Democratic Labour Party believed that they were doing something with the criminal justice system. Because the Caribbean Court of Justice was saying, look, the pace of justice is too slow in Barbados. And the Democratic Labour Party decided that they're going to amend the Magistrates Court Act to abolish preliminary inquiries. But that only created a bottleneck because it placed more cases on top of only 3 judges that were sitting. But what the Barbados Labour Party did, the Barbados Labour Party brought in more judges so that we could hear more cases and increase the prosecutors, increase the probation officers, so that justice now can move at a speedier pace, and that Barbadians will receive true justice. So Neil, I want to say to you, I rise in your defense. I rise tonight in your defense. And I want to defend you. And I want to say to you that I know that you will be the next MP come February 11th. And the night I will hear roar, 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 roar. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.